Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Dave in Kentucky, here for another shave, a little slurping of some coffee. And today we are going to be using Ethos Tribute Collection. This is from the Shave MD, which if you've seen previous videos, it's supposed to be a ginger ale, which I get a little bit of that. It's more like a lemon lime to me. Soda, but it's got the effervescence. Really a great and one of my favorites. Using my Lutin brushworks, which he does the turning of the handles, and then I think they call it fractal burning, where they use some electricity to do the lightning bolts or strikes on it. And already preloaded the brush. So let me wet my face. I'm sure you saw the thumbnail. And know the razor we're using. Well, if you saw the thumbnail, you know everything we're using, right? So I still have the Wolfman WR3, which is a 0.54 gap that was hand polished by a member, so the tolerances are changed to get that mirror polish on it. So I'm just on the fence with it. I kind of had a rough shave, had very good shaves with it. But around my mouth, I think it was due to breakouts that I had working out in the heat. And just a lot of bumps on the face around there. And so it just gave me pause for thought, because I have the opportunity to get that one, to acquire it through a trade, because a very generous offer the person that loaned it me made. And I'm giving it serious consideration, but I just want to be sure before I let go of what I would to acquire it. So today's shave is with another Wolfman. Dave's never been able to use these high-end razors. This one generously provided by a member that supports the channel. I'm just kidding. That's what Henry always says. But he commented in my previous video, so it's obvious that he was offering if I wanted to try one. And so he sent me his WR3, which from what he explained to me was the prototype, so it doesn't have the lettering on the bottom. Wolfman WR3. The geometry should all be the same. And it's the 0.23. He had sent it with the Gorilla handle. I just preferred this Edwin Jagger handle. Wolfman handle is a little too fat for my comfort. So, had one shave with this yesterday and was pleasantly surprised. At the smoothness of it. Thank you, Henry, for the opportunity to be able to give this a spin. And for it being just a 2-3 gap, it still is efficient. Requires more passes, I think, for me. Perhaps another wood. I'm almost thinking that, you know, I see a lot of people with the WR3 and 0.7, 0.8, and so forth for gaps. I'm thinking a 0.4 would be a sweet spot for me. But again, with the Wolfman razors, it's hit or miss. And it's a pricey hit and miss. And they've been around for so long, and so many people have bought and resold until they found the gaps that worked for them, that I don't know if I'd say the secondary market is glutted, but they don't resell as quickly as they used to. So it's not as easy to try it, resell, buy another. Grab a washcloth here. And so, has me curious of what the 0.4 would be like. Although I had, like I said, a very nice, comfortable shave with enough effort. Very comfortably going over spots yesterday. I got a shave almost, I think, was better than the WR1. Which had me anxious to try this at least one more time today. And then try the WR1 again tomorrow to compare them. Something else that I'll have to compare as far as gem styles and modern razors soon. Probably do a video next week, as I have coming to me from Atelier Dordain, company in France that had La Fox, their Vestige, which is a single edge gem style razor. So, no, I've not given up on vintage razors, but I am, when I have an opportunity, as it states in my on my page, that I sometimes with pass-arounds and loans, I'll do modern ones. And I've used many of the vintage, you know, I won't say I've used all of them, but probably more than the majority of folks that take the that are either the gem razors or star or whatever ones that use the gem style blades. And I'll say this Wolfman is probably the smoothest one I've used yet out of all the razors. Not the most efficient, but acceptable shave and smoothest, at least at this gap. So here we go against the grain. Probably the first thing you notice looking at the WR3 is the massive size of the head. And she is big, for sure. But agile and feels very comfortable. If Dave's short attention span can pay attention, I'll compare it. For you to some vintage razors. Just a moment. And they tell you to use the flat part of the razor there. It sets the angle. You have enough experience. In my experience, I find the angle in most razors. You feel when it starts to cut. I do notice that on this area, that right on the corner of my lip, on my mouth, I'm getting the old man thick white hair whiskers there. Sometimes there can be a stray one there that I miss, because if I keep trying to get it, that's when I end up, I'm pushing harder trying to get that, and end up with some weepers. Let's see. Just that jawline there. For some reason, this one side, my jawline is always always a problem to get just that one side. All right, it feels good. I feel good. Oh, I'm sorry. We won't break into song. You don't want to hear Dave sing. Dave can't sing. Little witch hazel. All right, so to compare the head size, now if you hold it up next to a Micromatic, yes, you're going to see a distinct difference in size. But I found it interesting if you hold it up next to, say, a Gem Junior. If you include this part up here, it's actually the same width, top to bottom. As far as the width that way, it's about the same as well. Because that's a little tab on the top of the head, and you have the rest of the bulk here. It's a nice design. It's attractive. Looks big, bulky, but again, you saw, moves around the face very quickly. Where are we at? Just going on 16 minutes here. Get a little aftershave again. Shave MD match. So, 2 great shaves with that, and I'll be visiting it again, but I want to give some more time with that WR1 while I make a decision on what to do. And appreciate both gentlemen that have been generous and shared with me. They know that I would do the same for them if they see something that they'd like to use. So don't hesitate. Let me know, guys. Anyway, all right, David, Kentucky. Great shave with the WR3 Wolfman. This was the prototype again. Geometry, head geometry is all the same. Just doesn't have the engraving under it, and there's the 0.23 gap. Again, I think maybe a 0.4 would probably be in my sweet spot. Hard to know. Anyway, Dave in Kentucky, be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.